And welcome back, guys. Today I'll be showing you how to make Kicken Chicken from Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. So let's get started. So here we are. Now, first thing I have to mention that Catnap is staying on 4 feet. Rather than Kicken Chicken, he'll be standing on 2 feet. So, some minor changes. So this will be a different model design. So let's get started. And by the way, here's the tutorial to see how I made the craft if you guys want to make it too. So yeah. So now, let's get started coloring. So here we have our color, which is also called yellow chrome medium hue. So let's get started. Now, first things first, when you're coloring Kicken Chicken, you have to make sure you take a lot of yellow, since we don't want them to look lighter or darker. So yeah. So what you're gonna do is slightly dip the brush in some water, and then start coloring. And also when you're coloring, make sure you do not go out of the lines. And just like that, we're halfway done. And Kicken Chicken's head is complete. So now, I have to tell you guys something that I'll call Kicken Chicken as Kicken since it's a short form name that I gave Kicken Chicken to him. So yeah. Now do keep in mind that I didn't put any tabs or glue points on this craft. I put them on later in this video. And also, one thing I forgot to mention about was Kicken Chicken. So basically what happened was, the original Kicken Chicken design was pretty bad. Here it is. So I didn't like him, so I remaked him. So let's get moving now, because I don't want to see this abomination, creature, or whatever thing you want to call it. So yeah. And if you guys are new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next is pretty crazy. Now, if you guys want to see the early project, then make sure you like this video. I'll post it in another short. And trust me, this project is going to be very successful. And here we are. We're going to get started on Kicken Chicken's body. Now there are lots of different techniques which people do shading, but I like to do pencil shading, that since it is the best, I'd say, for myself. Pencil color shading is pretty easy and also doesn't cost that much. It's pretty cheap. So I like to use it. Because pencil color shading always does the job. All these crafts I've made over the years are all done with the same colors. Trust me, there is no other reason to buy any other pencil colors. Cheaper options are always good. Trust me, it doesn't depend on the colors. Rather, it depends on the person who's creating the artwork. So, this is a little motivational line for all of you crafters out there. Now we're going to fast forward the video a little bit more so that we can get to the ending. And also, I'm pretty sorry that you can hear the birds and the audio, so yeah, I'm pretty sorry for that. And also, one thing I wanted to talk about is that this project took so long. It took me 4 or 3 days, at least, I think so. That includes editing, uploading, and everything else. Now we're almost done with King Chicken's body. After this, we're going to move on to the arms, and then we're going to move on to the legs. And finally, we're all done with Kickin' Chicken's body. So let's move on to the arms. I meant the wings. Now, one thing I want to mention that make sure you make the wings as in regular birds' wings. so that they don't look like actually they're like sloppy or anything. They look like actual wings. I want them to look like that. So yeah, I'll move on to some shading after this. So it'll look pretty good. Right now it looks pretty bad. So yeah. Now since we're done with the left wing, now we'll move on to the right wing. Or I meant left and right and whatever. So yeah. And just like that, we're almost done with the wings. Make sure you always dip your brush into some water so that it won't take so much color after all. And now finally, we're done with his wings.
Hi, I'm Bobby Bearhug. Want to know how much I love you? Please, take me with you this time. You won't leave me, will you?
And now, since that madness is over, let's move on to Kickin' Chicken's arms. Now this part I absolutely hate, since you always have to take watercolor and then water again and then water, more water to make it spread out even. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I'll be giving you a little hint of the next video right now. So, what's coming next is pretty crazy, and what's it related to? You ask, so let me just tell you. So you guys all probably know about this, about the Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 trailer, which Mob Entertainment dropped. So, I will be recreating the exact same trailer with my own paper crafts, and I'll be making backgrounds for them, such as the play care, the Sweet Home, and everything else. So yeah, stay tuned. And now we're finally done with cooking chicken. Anyway, since we just ended Catnap, now we're going to move on to kicking chicken's legs. So let's get started. For this, you'll need orange. But to be specific, this is actually not the color we want. This is vermilion hue. We actually need orange. So for this, I'm going to use my old colors. So let me just get that out. And so we don't need you anymore. We need this big boy. So yeah. And this is the color we need. So yeah, I was looking for this. This is orange. Regular orange, no medium hue or anything. So yeah. So you don't need this vermilion hue or anything else. So yeah, we're getting started on kicking chicken's leg. So let's get started. We're going to open this up and then slightly dip the brush into some water and then start coloring. And always make sure to clean your brush before use. And just like that, we're done with kicking chicken's head. So let's move on. And now we're going to get started on kicking chicken's legs. So let's get started. And just like that, we're almost halfway done. And by the way, make sure to comment down below which of the characters do you like the most, whether it be Catnap, Bobby Bearhug, or Kickin' Chicken himself. I'll be making all of the smiling critters. And we're almost there at the ending. So, yeah. And we finally finished with our good pal Kickin' Chicken's legs. I know it doesn't look that good since it's pretty wet right now. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for some time and then yeah. But now, we've got the part where we have to use the marker. So yeah. And this is where you see me fail miserably on coloring Kickin' Chicken's head. There's nothing different about the old and the new version. The only difference is that the older version was not perfectly done. So yeah. The only thing that made him creepy was his eyes and his mouth. So yeah. As you can see, I'm coloring the eyes in right now. The newer version doesn't have any eyeballs, or you could say the white part. So it's all black. And here he is, the creepy abomination, or whatever you wanna call it, creepy monster, the one who stalks you at night, whatever. So yeah, pretty creepy. I don't want to see it again. Forget about Catnap and Bobby Bear Hug, but Kickin' Chicken is spoopy. And yes, the way I called spoopy was intentional. So yeah, just a funny word. So yeah. Now let's get started on Kickin' Chicken's body. We're going to color his zipper by a black marker. And now we're all done. So now let's get started on Kickin' Chicken's red color, which is on his pendant. And now we're all done with coloring Kickin' Chicken's body. So now let's get started gluing him together. But before gluing Kickin' Chicken together, we have to shade him first. So yeah, let's do this. And now we're finally completed shading Kickin' Chicken. So now here's the new face if you guys wanted to see. So yeah, he looks pretty good, better than the original one. So yeah. So let's get started gluing this together. Anyways, the face is just a little bit smaller than Catnap's. So let me just show you what I'm doing. So here it is. Catnap's face is way more bigger, but Kicking Chicken is pretty small. So it kind of suits Kicking Chicken since he's a chicken. So yeah. Anyways, let's get started gluing this together. And here we have Kicking Chicken's body, now fully shaded. So, as you can see, the shaded version looks pretty good. So yeah. So let's get started gluing. And here he is, all folded up. Now let's start gluing this together. Now, personally, I like gluing the tabs together one by one so that there will be no mistake. Now we're done with one side. Now let's move on to the other side. So let's glue this together. And make sure to comment down below that what you want to see in the next video so that I can make it and yeah, whatever character you want from Poppy Playtime or Finds and Freddy's. So yeah. And also, I'm going to be making the prototype from Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. So yeah, stay tuned for more updates. And also, make sure you glue the corners perfectly so that they don't pop out much. and also have some news on FNAF movie stuff. So, Spring Bonnie is almost completed. So, yeah, he'll be finished within a week or so since my upload schedule is pretty slow. So, yeah. Now, if you guys want to see more big uploads like this, then make sure to subscribe and tell me in the comments down below. So, yeah. Alright, now we're almost done with the body. For real this time. So yeah, we have to put one more tab here and there, so we'll be finished in no time. Alright, now we just have to close this part up, so yeah. And now we're finally done with Kickin' Chicken's body. Now that we're done with Kickin' Chicken's body, so now let's get started on sticking Kickin' Chicken's tail onto his body, so yeah. And now we're done applying Kickin' Chicken's tail to his body. So now let's move on to his arms and legs. Actually, no, we're going to move on to his head first, then we're going to move on to his legs, and then the arms, and then the wings. So, yeah. And now we're going to make the head, so I'll just do some magic. So, here it is. The completed head. Now, only thing I have to do is stick the face onto the head. So, yeah, here's it all stick together, glued together. So, yeah. Now we're going to get started on making his legs. So in order to make his legs, first you need a pencil or a sketch pen, wherever you have, and then roll the paper around, and then put some glue on it, and then stick it together. And that's pretty much it. So once we've glued it together, then you're going to take a scissor and then cut off the axis, and then put it aside. And here it is. So basically you have to do the arms and legs the same way. So, and then after you're done with that, attach the wings onto the arms, and then you should have a kicking chicken. And here he is. And there's King Chicken standing next to Bobby Bear Hug. So yeah, they look pretty good in a team. So I pretty much like this a lot. The way that the curve of his spine and everything is pretty good. And there's Catnap also. So yeah, they look pretty good in a team. And I really love the color combination I made. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. So yeah. And finally, here's everyone in the team: Catnap, Bobby Bear Hug, and King Chicken. This is the proper order of how they were made. So yeah. Let me know down in the comments below of what character you want to see next. And also which of your Poppyplaytime characters is your favorite. Like Bobby Bear Hug, King Chicken, or Catnap. So yeah. And so that was the end of the video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me making Cake and Chicken for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. So yeah, and I'll see you guys next time.